joints right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimpin' and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, this that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dope. Over 120 in the sun for fun. They mash for hours, hooker baths, not showers. Bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These bras not wimps, I'm like them renegade bitches. BFFs with tricks but never getting paid riches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite, they see pimpin' shining. Won't stop, poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, what? Won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, what? Won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, what? Won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, what? Won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, what? Won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. See, that's the difference, nigga. What? The pimpin' mashin' for these riches, nigga. Nothing like you master magician, niggas. Smoking mirrors with your game. Hella extras to reflect the opposite appearance of a lame. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock with those. Tender-footed and rooted in them doctor shows. Soft shoe rituals, minute residuals. Papers on life support, your loot's and critical. Something I learned about when running my earned route and working with turnouts is murdering burnouts. Cause knocking one of you niggas for a scarred bitch, that's knocking one of you niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless, empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with pimpathy. No remedy for me, I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully deposited with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit, and when I pop it so hard I make a trapping ass bad bitch wanna hoe hard. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Come on, pimpin', man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Treat the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. Dig. And to you hoes, if you ever took a loss, bitch, show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss, bitch. Let them know that the best way to floss, bitch, is reach that paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss it. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. One of them joints right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimpin' and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, this that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all, not the ones on the sideline. Okay. What's happening with the game, though? Okay, let me see. Let me see something real quick. Y'all already know what to do, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button. before we get off into this game, you just make sure I got a few things in order. Yeah, see, IG be tripping. See, the app that I'm streaming from, man, like I said, that just ain't what it used to be, man. I used to be able to stream on Instagram simultaneously from this app while streaming on YouTube, but it don't work no more, man. So I'll be having to do the IG separately, which I'm about to do right now. Hold on. Let's see if I put it right there. Okay, I can do that. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, and Ronaldo Jason, if you're watching right now, send me an email with your with the link to your YouTube profile so that I can see what's going on with that. But y'all already know, man, Pimp's First Order of Business, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and tapping in. Let me see, man. Hold up. Just a sec. I don't know why it's always something, man. Oh, okay. Give me just a sec. Got the glass all in the way. My bad. Okay. Okay, look like the YouTube is working better now. Okay, we good. Again, y'all already know my first order of business, man. Pimp got to hydrate this game. Put some love in my body. Got to keep the love on deck. Yeah, we're going to talk about this Ashlee Janae situation. I know a lot of y'all been dying for a pimp to speak on it. See, y'all can get a pimp's perspective on the situation. So we're going to talk about it. Cheers to the game. Okay. First and foremost, I would like to say, may the Most High have mercy on the soul of Miss Ashlee Janae, and may her family and loved ones be blessed with a peace that surpasses all human understanding. That's a very, very tragic and unfortunate situation. But as always in these situations, I mean, it's unfortunate that it has to come about this way. But it's always some game to be soaked up. It's always an opportunity to learn from these type of situations, right? It's so much to learn. And, if you look at the situation, of course, I don't know Ashlee Janae. I don't know Joe McCann, her fiance, up until she passed away. But one thing I do know without a doubt is this game. I know how the game go, right? So just from the way things look, you have a young black woman, very attractive, social media influencer, living in Miami. No particular profession, this made known to people. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall her having any kind of business that she was, running or anything like that. I don't know of any kind of profession that she had going on. As far as it seems, she was just an influencer, a lifestyle influencer. And I don't know if she was making money doing that. But, the type of lifestyle that it appeared that she was living, cost a little money. And, of course, when you live in Miami and you know the right people and you got a little bit of the right kind of game, you can make a little bit look like a whole lot. And I imagine that, like many other people in Miami, she was doing the same thing. She probably wasn't balling out of control at all. But, she probably had just enough game to make it look good on social media, right? Miami is like the capital of that shit, right? So she has this going on. And then on the other hand, you have Mr. Joe McCann, a guy who made a lot of money, from what I understand in the crypto world. He has some crypto things going on. He was making moves with that. Boosted some crypto company that he was involved with up to like $100 million or something like that. And, as far as it seems, I guess he was married to another black woman at the time. Or I don't know if at the time when he had the crypto thing blowing up, but, some years back, he was married to another young black woman. And I believe they had at least one child together. I don't know if they had more than one, but it looks like they had at least one child together, right? So, and I imagine by the time he crossed paths with Ashlee Janae, that the situation between him and his, wife / baby mama was probably coming to an end or over with by that time, right? But nonetheless, him and Ashlee Janae link up. How they met, I'm not sure. I don't know if they met on social media or if they met somewhere else, out and about somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if they met each other in Miami somewhere. But then I wouldn't be surprised if they met on social media as well. But, okay, they had 2 kids. Henny, good looking on the correction. But yeah, so, they link up. And, for whatever reason, one thing leads to another, and they making it seem like, to the world at least, that they in love. And then this, alleged love evolves into an engagement to be married. So, and I believe he proposed to her while they were on vacation in Zanzibar, which, took place shortly before she lost her life. Now, again, I don't know either one of these individuals personally at all, and don't know much about either one of these individuals at all. But one thing I know for sure is this game, right? And, there's a lot of young ladies with the same type of background or similar background to Ashlee Janae. Young, attractive, popular on social media,
living in places like Miami or Las Vegas, and they make their lifestyle look lavish on social media. It's a lot of young ladies who fit that description, right? And do I think Ashlee Janae was a 304? No. But do I believe that she would, take advantage of an opportunity? Yes. Because there's a lot of young ladies like that, again, who fit the same description as her, who may not necessarily be 304s. They ain't getting down on a daily basis, selling that thing, setting it out there, and that's how they make a living. But, a lot of chicks like that, they'll have, a rotation of sugar daddies that they spend time with and get, not even really money from, just, taking on, shopping sprees and things like that, because a lot of them don't really have the game. They got enough game to, get something out of the situations, but they don't really have the game to like break on a trick and treat the trick as what they are, which is a trick. A lot of them don't have the game to do that, so they just take what they can get. And in most cases, the only thing that they can get is maybe a little bit of money, but a lot of times not even any money, just, again, shopping sprees and material things and things of that nature. And they may be able to get the trick or the sugar daddy or whatever to pay for some bills and things like that. This is what goes on, right? And, some of these tricks, they at least give off the appearance, or some of them actually do fall in love. But then you have some that just make it seem like that's what it is, but it's really not, because at the end of the day, this is still a trick. And one of the, perks, one of the incentives of being a trick is variety. Tricks don't trick to go out and find a 304 and make their wife. That's not what tricks do. Tricks so that they can, have variety. So, but whatever the case, on the other hand, you have a lot of guys like Joe McCann who have things going on financially, and they use that to woo young ladies and sweep them off their feet and things like that, right? And see, this is the thing that a lot of chicks don't understand or pay attention to or keep in mind, right? But just like you got all types of different ladies in the game, you got all different types of tricks too, right? And, some tricks can pose to be riskier than others. Now, I'll tell you the riskier type of trick, and I'll tell you the ideal type of trick, right? Let's start with the ideal type of trick. The ideal type of trick for a young lady to mess with, whether she's a 304, sugar baby, whatever she wants to call herself, a young lady, capitalizing on an opportunity. The ideal type of trick for a young lady like that to deal with is one who is married. Because a trick, or if not married, in a serious relationship with somebody, a long-term serious relationship with another woman, right? That, he might have a lot of ties to. They might got joint bank accounts together. They might own property together or businesses or things of that nature. They got their hooks in each other some type of way. So he stands to lose a lot if things go bad with this woman, whether she's his, long-term partner or wife. That's the ideal type of trick for a young lady to be involved with, right? Because, because he has this life with this woman, he can't dedicate too much of his time to you, but he can dedicate a lot of his money to you if you have the right type of game to get the money from this individual while, not requiring too much time. That's the ideal type of trick, right? Now, the riskier type of trick for a chick to be involved with is the one who's single, because he got a lot of time on his hands. And, if he gets attached to you and he's at the same time investing a lot into you, a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of gifts and things of that nature, a lot of trips like it looked like they had going on, the more invested this trick becomes in the young lady, the more obligated he's going to feel she is to him. And, you have different types of chicks. Some chicks don't mind the obligation. Some chicks actually want the obligation. A real 304 does not want the obligation, and she's going to keep things in the right perspective. She's not going to let things get out of hand, because a real 304 is going to maintain control of the situation. The real 304 is not going to allow the trick to control the situation. And, whatever the case was with Ashlee Janae and Joe McCann, you can obviously see that Joe McCann was the one in control of the whole situation. Ashlee Janae wasn't controlling anything in that. She was just going along for the ride. She's a young lady, more than likely green as goose shit. This is an older, seasoned trick, which I'm sure he's, his baby mama is black. This young lady, Ashlee Janae, is black. So needless to say, he has a thing for, black women. And I'm pretty sure that he's done a lot of tricking with black women. Let me see, how old is Joe McCann? Because I'm not sure. It looked like he probably maybe in his 40s or something like that. Hold on. Oh, that's not the right Joe McCann. Oh, he's 45. Okay. So, yeah, he's 45 years old. Now, just think about it, right? Do you believe, and I know the speculation is going around around his name, saying that, he was a regular in Zanzibar and that he was, getting his trick on in Zanzibar. But without it, like me, I don't know his history. I haven't dug all into it. I don't know what's true or what's false or what's gossip or what's facts. But just, again, me knowing this game, this is a 45-year-old man with money. I'm pretty sure that this is not his first trip to Zanzibar when he went with Ashlee Janae. Pretty sure that, he's been to Zanzibar more than once. So, and I would imagine that he's taken some trips there without a woman, either by himself or maybe with some of his partners, male friends and things like that. Some of his homeboys, they might have went on a trickscapade out there or whatever the case may be. But I'm sure that at 45 years old, a wealthy man, this is not his first trip to Zanzibar. He's familiar. He knows the lay of the land, right? And, he probably done took other chicks out there that he was, trying to get serious with before. Might not have went right. His baby mama, he probably took her out there, and that might be part of the way that he won her over. You know what I mean? But, and then, let's take a look at her Instagram. Let's take a look at her Instagram page. Forgive me, or actually I can show y'all too, the YouTube family, the Instagram family. We're going to take a look at her Instagram page. Yeah, they went on, I'm sure him and his partners, man, Mr. Famous Living. Yeah, I'm sure they done went on some trickscapades out there, man. For sure that. Okay, now. Hold on, let me hydrate my game one time. Now, she don't have a whole lot of posts. She got 50 posts. let's go back to like the earliest post that we could find, right? Well, first, let's see the earliest post with her and him. Okay, now, how long ago was this? November 3rd of 2025. Down here, 365 down. Here's to forever. So I'm guessing this is like their 1 year anniversary. She say 365 down. So let's just say that they got together early November of 2024. This is when they link up, right? Now, I think she got some posts before 2024. Let's just check her out before November 2024, right? Before she, got involved with him. Yeah, see, this is April 8th, 2023. It was like a year and a half before they linked up, right? It's so many young ladies who are in Miami. She was in Montego Bay, Jamaica on these photos right here. But, she moves around. She's attractive. I don't see her promoting any kind of, again, no type of business or profession or anything like that. It just looks like she just travels around, which, these types of trips are not cheap. Whatever she got going on costs some money. Okay, this is April 14th, 2023. This is in Miami. She about to go for a helicopter ride. She got a bouquet of flowers. I'm sure some guy, bought her. Nobody cares until you're rich, pretty, or dead. Damn, that's a cold. Damn. That's cold. That's, damn, the irony in that. Yeah, so, and I'm sure, because, 304s take pictures all the time when they go somewhere with a trick, but they'll have the picture by themselves. They'll have the trick take the picture or something like that. They don't want the trick, and the trick probably don't want to be involved. See, this trick right here, whoever paid for this experience right here, he probably is a married man. That's why he didn't want to be involved in the photos and things like that. Like, nah, baby, you just go ahead and do that yourself. Here go these flowers. I'm about to take this helicopter ride, sip some champagne. But, I can't let my wife see me with you. You understand that, right? So, yeah, I'm going to just take these pictures of you, and it's all good. We're going to have a great time. See right here, she's in Paris. She moves around. And this is before Joe McCann. She moving around. She across the bubble with it. You dig? She over here in the snow somewhere, probably Colorado, Aspen or something. Oh, St. Moritz. You dig? She moves around. She get on a jet right here. See where she going. Oh, Las Vegas. Yeah, it kind of looked like Vegas back there. So this is all before Joe McCann, right? But you can tell from these photos that she's not messing with broke guys. These types of chicks, they don't really mess with broke guys. And she might mess with a broke guy that she probably been with, she just attracted to him. Sometimes they do that. But as far as like a white guy with money, yeah, that's right up her alley. I'm sure she's had several white guys with money before Joe McCann, just like Joe McCann had, different black women, young, attractive black women before her. So they just, they kind of like fit right in with each other. He's her type of guy. She's his type of woman. Sugar baby, sugar daddy type situation. And, they grew a liking for each other, things like that. But just like pay attention. All the photos that they show mostly are like super like glamorous and, you know, luxurious and things like that. You know, the water in the background, he got the suit on, she got the elegant dress on. Uh, you know, it's hardly any like normal photos of them together. You know, this one right here look kind of normal, but let's see what else is going on with these photos. Yeah, it look kind of normal right there. But like most of these photos is like super glamorous. You know what I mean? They in Disney World right here. They, you know, like this right here, this is probably one of their last photos. If this don't look like tricking in 304, I don't know what does. That's the classic trick photo with you know, with the young lady, man. Classic trick photo. Hey man, to the pimpin' that might be watching, man. How many of y'all done had your game send you photos like this of her with the trick? You know, on a jet somewhere or at an elegant restaurant or on a helicopter or something like that, man. As the pimpin', man, how many of y'all done got a photo sent to you like this from your game? Man, we all done, if you've been pimping long enough, man, you done had, your game done sent you photos like this before. And then it followed with a big old trap. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, daddy, he about to break me off. I could feel it. He done already gave me 12,000 the day ain't even over with. And we got 3 more days to be together. Like, ooh, I ain't parting ways with him until I got at least 100. We done seen these type of situations before. And this is in 2025. This is like right after their year. This is probably when they were celebrating their little year anniversary or something. But see, it just don't look like an organic relationship. You know what I mean? It just looked like one never-ending transaction. It's just a transaction that started and just continued for a year and some change. It's just one long-ass transaction. You know what I mean? Everything is super luxurious, super elegant. Like, where's a photo of them just at the house chilling? You know what I mean? Where's a photo of them doing some normal shit, like going to the gym or something like that, or like, you know, going, you know, just doing, riding in the car, doing some regular shit. You know what I mean? There's no regular photos. Everything is like, it looks like tricking and 304. Like everything looks like tricking and 304. Nothing looks like a regular square relationship. So but like I said, you know, you have, hold on. You have different types of tricks, right? You got the ones that's married. They got things going on. They got stuff to lose. You know, they don't want to ruin their marriage or their long-term relationship with their significant other. Then you have the tricks that just, you know, got a lot of money and they're single, which means they got a lot of time on their hands. And that's the category Joe McCann fell into. Now, you know, sometimes that does happen with tricks where they, you know, they just take a liking to one particular chick and they just want to sweep them off their feet and just, you know, splurge them and, you know, all that type of stuff. And, you know, it's a trip, right? And I saw some clips of him talking about how his crypto company lost a lot of money. So the money at one point, I guess, stopped coming in for him the way that it was. And, you know, financially, he wasn't doing the same. But for the sake of appearances, I guess he's keeping up this same lifestyle. It's like what Payroll said on American Pimp, right? If you knock a chick dancing, then what you got to do to maintain the chick? You got to keep on dancing, right? So if you knock a trick, if you knock a female tricking and doing some high power tricking, you got to keep on doing the high power tricking. So towards the latter end, I'm pretty sure that, these trips and these gifts and all this, expensive lifestyle was probably catching up to him and was starting to, sting a little bit. And, he ended up proposing to her. But I just don't see no genuine love between them, right? I don't see a situation where if he fell off, she gonna still be with him. And he can't provide her with the same luxurious lifestyle that he made her accustomed to. I don't see her sticking around. I don't see her holding him down through tough times. I just don't see that. I see if she would have remained living, I see if he was to fall off financially, they thing gonna fall apart. Because the financial aspect of it is the backbone of it, of what they had going on. So yeah, I don't see that, I don't see no genuine love going on between them. It doesn't look like that at all. As this game, man, when you come from this game, tricking and hoeing when you see it, man. They got different levels, different degrees of tricking and hoeing. But you know it when you see it, man. When you come from this game for real, and you done seen every aspect of this shit and done and been there, done that when it comes to this game, you know what shit look like, man. You know how to identify shit. And that's what I see, right? And see, this is the thing. Hold on. Like I said, you got a lot of young ladies out there that fit the description of an Ashlee Janae. And then you have a lot of young ladies out there that's, strippers, OnlyFans models, influencers, stomp down 304s or prison prostitutes. I ain't gonna put stomp down 304s in this category. They're a little different. But prison prostitutes, again, OnlyFans models, Piz Orange stars, all of that and all in between, right? In today's times, a lot of them, what's different about most of them today is that they have this pretty woman vision in their head where, they gonna meet a rich trick that's gonna sweep them off their feet and they gonna live happily ever after. A lot of them have that ambition. And they don't understand, the many problems that can come with that will come with that. As a 304, you shouldn't even be open to the thought, or not even as a 304, but just as a young lady who one way or another gets paid based on the fact that you're a young, attractive woman. You shouldn't even be having the kind of thoughts of a trick sweeping you off your feet and y'all living happily ever after. I just wish that Ashlee Janae had the right type of guidance in her life. I wish that she had, the right type of game being imparted to her. Because if that was the case, things would have never went this far. And, things would have been kept in the right perspective and everybody would have walked away happy. And, all good things come to an end. So it would have eventually come to an end, but it wouldn't have ended like this. it wasn't supposed to end like this, man. You know, if she would have had the right type of game and guidance in her life, man, things could have been so much better. But like I say all the time, when you stand for less, you fall for more. When you stand for less game, you open yourself more up to fall for, you know, the tactics that a seasoned trick has, right? And you know, that idea, that vision of that pretty woman fairy tale ending for a lot of these chicks, man, it just goes wrong in so many ways. See, this is why it's good to be a professional about what you're doing. Because when you keep things professional, you know, you keep things in perspective. You letting this individual know, like, no, we can't do this, we can't do that. You setting boundaries, you setting guidelines, but at the same time, you know, you keeping the dream alive in his head, you keeping the fantasy alive in his head, but you at the same time, you keeping things in perspective for him. And you're not letting him gain control. Right? And see, this is what a lot of chicks do, especially when they see a guy like this with money. They just relinquish all the control to the trick. And as you can see, when you relinquish control to the trick, hey man, things can go bad in so many different ways. Very bad. As we can see. You know, as a young lady, there's, you know, being compensated for your youth and your physical beauty and your time and your pleasure. As a young lady being compensated for these things, you know, you have the leverage. And see, this is what happens, right? You got chicks that be, when they come across a guy like this, they feel like they hit the jackpot, like they got lucky. And it's like, no. You're supposed to make him feel that way. The trick is supposed to feel like he's lucky to be in your life, to be able to, you know, pay you for your time and whatever else comes with your time. Whatever you decide comes with your time. He's lucky, right? But I get it. You know, this is a young black woman. More than likely, she probably come from, you know, a not so wealthy background, like many young black women in America. She probably come from the hood or something like that. You know, family struggling, or just barely getting by. But whatever the case, I'm pretty sure she wasn't born with no silver spoon in her mouth. So a young lady coming from a background like that, who at some point figured out, okay, I can get guys that, you know, compensate me. I can get the things that I want from men based on how I look and the fact that I'm young. Somewhere along the line, she figured that out. But you know, when she comes across a Joe McCann and he's just flexing so hard, and she don't have no game and no guidance to keep things in perspective for her. Like, yeah, that's cool that he flexing so hard, but you know, you're still the prize in that situation. Between the trick and you, you're the prize in that situation. He's doing all of this to win favor with you. You've already won favor with him just by being who you are and giving him access to you. You've already won favor. Now he's trying his hardest to win your favor with all of this money and all of this splurging and all of these trips and all this shit. And that's cool. But you can't let things, you know, get lost. You can't allow yourself to get lost in that. You can't allow yourself to get lost to the point where you relinquish control and now he got the steering wheel. And y'all going where he want to go. No, you're supposed to maintain the steering wheel. You're supposed to maintain control. with the trick. I wouldn't give a damn if it was Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, or any of these guys, Robert Kraft, whoever. The young lady is supposed to maintain control in the situation. Because you have the leverage, you have what he wants. He got what you want too, but, and this is something that chicks don't understand either. He wants what you have way more than you want what he has. See, you just want some money from him, right? But it's a lot of hymns out there that you can get money from. But, and I've said this before, and I don't think it registers with a lot of people, but it's the truth though, and it's so real. But for a trick having to trick is, the intensity of it is no different from crack, methamphetamines, fentanyl. It's the same. The intensity of it is the same. Just like a fentanyl junkie got to have fentanyl, a meth junkie got to have meth, a heroin junkie got to have heroin, a fentanyl junkie, crack junkie, they got to have that shit. A trick has to trick. He has to. He can't go too long without it. He gonna, his life is gonna be messed up. His life gonna be in shambles. He ain't gonna be able to focus on his work. It's all kind of shit that he ain't gonna be able to do if he don't have the opportunity to trick for an extended period of time. It's an addiction. He has to do it. But a lot of chicks don't understand that. They thinking that it's cool if I do it. But man, no big deal if I don't. Hell no. With a trick, it's never like that. They have to do that. Right? So, but yeah, man, these chicks, they dream about that Pretty Woman ending for so long that when they see a window of opportunity for it, they get excited and they bum rush it. Right? I'm pretty sure when she met dude and he started splurging on her the way that he did, she probably called all her friends and family and was telling everybody how she hit the jackpot, especially when he started playing the boyfriend role with her and, they a couple now. Oh, man. I know she probably couldn't wait to call all her peoples and tell them how she came up. All of her little 304 buddies or fellow influencers or, stripper friends, because she in Miami. She was living in Miami, so I know she knows some strippers. I know she knows some OnlyFans models. I know she knows some 304s. She probably calling all of them, telling them how she hit the jackpot. And, she like, yeah, girl, I finally got that Pretty Woman shit that I've been dreaming about, that we've been dreaming about. Yeah, I finally got that Pretty Woman shit going on. I done found my Richard Gere. But this is the game. And the game ain't supposed to go like that. The game don't have a Pretty Woman ending to it. Game not supposed to go like that. The game is not supposed to become a situation where the trick got control. What the trick says goes. What you say don't matter. I'm pretty sure that if at any point in the relationship she tried to dictate anything, it ain't going. Because you done already relinquished control to him. He already having his way. So I'm pretty sure, again, that if at any time she tried to dictate anything, it wasn't going. It wasn't going down like that. He ain't letting that happen. Hell no. So, I say all that to say, man, as a young lady, when you have these opportunities, just think about it. You're not really in love with this man. You in love with the idea. See, this is what they think is gonna happen. They think that this man is gonna really be in love with them, and that he's gonna always take care of them and give them what they want. And it's just gonna be like that forever. It's not. That's not what's gonna happen. What's really gonna happen is, it might last for a little while, like with them. It lasted for a year and some change. If she was still living, it probably would have lasted a little longer. But at some point in time, he was gonna get bored with her, like tricks do, and he was gonna, continue tricking elsewhere. And I'm pretty sure that he was tricking elsewhere the whole time they was together, because this is what tricks do. Pretty sure he was going around, doing his thing, doing what tricks do. I highly doubt that over that year and some change that they was together, he was just in a monogamous relationship with her. Hell no. Never. So, yeah, man, like the more a young lady in these type of situations understands that, the better off she gonna be. The more you understand, okay, this is a trick, and I only have so much time and space and opportunity to capitalize on this situation. So let me make the most of it that I can while still maintaining control and still keeping things in the right perspective. That's how the game's supposed to go. You're supposed to let a trick be a trick. You're supposed to let a mark be a mark. You don't let them become more than what they are, or more than what they're meant to be. You don't allow that. You keep things the way it's supposed to be kept. All that girlfriend, boyfriend shit, turning the trick into your boyfriend, that shit never works. It might appear like it's going to work. And then this is something that you have to understand too, as a young lady, whether you're a 304 influencer, stripper, OnlyFans model, whatever the case may be. When a trick is able to win your favor by tricking on you, he's never going to respect you and take you seriously as like the love of his life. If he meets you tricking, and that's how he gets you, is by tricking, he's never gonna see you as like the love of his life, because he knows that you're there because of the money. You're not there because you just so in love with him, for richer or for poor, for better or for worse. He knows that that's not the case. Especially a 45-year-old trick. How old was Ashlee Janae when she passed away? Hold on. How old was Ashlee Janae? She was 31. So this man was 14 years older than her. And she had just turned 31, because I know that was like her birthday when they was out there in Zanzibar. So this man is 14 years older than her. But by him being an older, wealthy, seasoned trick, he had to know that, what brought this chick to him was the money. Now, he might have been one of them type of tricks that was like, trying to, make a tricking situation evolve into a love thing. But he had to know in the back of his mind, he not no rookie trick. He's a veteran, seasoned trick. So he had to know in the back of his mind that, as much as she might claim to be in love with him and try to pretend that she's in love with him, he had to know in the back of his mind that, like, yeah, she's only here for the money. she might have, grown to take, somewhat of a liking to me because we've been involved for years of change now. But at the end of the day, she's here for the money. If the money disappears, she's going to disappear right with the money. If the money do the Houdini, she's going to do the Houdini and disappear. He knows this already. So the problem is she doesn't know that, or she doesn't keep that in mind. And this is what a lot of these chicks who have this pretty woman vision of being swept off their feet by a trick, this is what a lot of them do. This is the mistake that a lot of them make. And it's unfortunate, man. Very unfortunate. And see, I know a lot of chicks, they still have that vision even after seeing a situation like this. A lot of chicks still, you got some chicks that's probably in a similar situation right now who's watching this and seeing, all of this unfold. I know while this is happening, you have women out there that are in the same position. Young, attractive, with an old, seasoned trick that's playing the same role, boyfriend, girlfriend, and they just think it's going to end happily ever after. You got some chicks that's in the same exact situation right now. I've seen it before. I ain't going to, get too specific, but, around that Scottsdale, man, it's a lot of that goes on. In Scottsdale, it's a lot of wealthy, single white men, with young, attractive ladies, and that's how they got them, was through the tricking. It's a lot of that goes on just in Scottsdale, Arizona alone. So, and Miami for sure too. Miami is another place where it's a lot of that going on, where, these chicks, they think they're going to have that fairy tale ending, man. But it ain't going to go like that, man. And, what's so unfortunate is that a lot of young ladies have seen this situation and they ain't going to learn nothing from it. It's a lot of young ladies that's going to make the same mistake again. Because it's just something about these times where people can see somebody make a mistake a certain type of way and they don't learn from it. They don't tighten up and they go right behind that person and make the same exact type of mistake. I was just talking about the same thing with Ice Spice the other day. We've seen PNB Rock make a mistake and die in LA. We seen Pop Smoke make a mistake and die in LA. King Von, the situation she was in was very similar to King Von. Unfortunately, King Von didn't make it. But Ice Spice is familiar with all these situations just like the rest of us are, yet and still she's in Hollywood by herself and she starts fighting somebody in the street just like King Von did, only King Von didn't make it. And she was outnumbered just like King Von was, and how easy it would have been for one of that girl's peoples to grab that thing and just take Ice Spice up out of there. This is LA. How easy could it have been, like somebody driving past, because they fighting in the middle of a busy street. I mean, it wasn't really busy at that time, but that was a major street they was fighting on. Just imagine, the wrong type of people riding past and being like, oh shit, man, is that Ice Spice? Hold on, she got a chain on? Oh yeah, we need that. And shit, we need her to take us to her car and give us whatever's up in that thing too. Like this is LA, man. Like stuff like that can happen and will happen if you're moving carelessly. But she didn't learn from that. She didn't learn from the previous experiences. And there's other people who saw what Ice Spice went through that's gonna end up in the same situation. It's just what happens nowadays. People don't learn and people don't tighten up. So on that same token, it's a lot of young ladies who are gonna see what happened with Ashlee Janae, and they ain't gonna learn nothing from it. Just like with the Mercedes Moore situation. You know, I know that's another situation where, you know, she you know, was playing a role with this trick, and, you know, dude he just looked like a deranged single trick, you know, that was on edge, and he just seemed like he was just a crazy individual, but, you know, playing with fire. One way or another, just playing with fire. People don't learn. And just like people didn't learn from the Mercedes Moore situation, people ain't gonna learn from this Ashlee Janae situation. You know, rest in peace to both of them young ladies. And I just hate seeing situations like this. So unfortunate, man, because it don't have to go that way. And this is again why I say game is the best weapon that you could take with you when you moving around. See, and because you got like I've said before, you got young ladies in the game that go to work with pistols on them. They go to work with knives on them. They go to work with mace on them. And, you know, there's been so many situations where a female will pull a gun on the trick end up overpowering her, getting the gun and using it on her. She getting her own gun used on her. Same thing with the knife, same thing with the mace. I had a chick one time who insisted on going to work with mace, you know, and I didn't really agree with it, but she was still kind of green at the time. She hadn't been with me that long, so she really didn't have a game like that. But I'm telling her, you know, you don't need the mace, you need this game. She want to take the mace with her. So she in a situation with a trick one time. He getting what she believes to be as aggressive, and, you know, she decides that she's going to mace him. And she's not athletic, she's not agile, she's not quick, she's not none of that. So her clumsy ass and slow ass tries to mace this guy. This guy ends up taking her mace and macing her and kicking her out. And now she's in the middle of the street, can't even see where she's at. And, you know, then got maced with her own mace. And again, like I said, the same thing didn't happen with guns and knives. This is why game is the best weapon that you could take with you, because in Mercedes Moore's situation, you know, they flew to another country. You can't take weapons with you on a plane like that. So, but what you can take on the plane with you like that is game. So, yeah, man, it's just unfortunate, man. Beautiful young lady with her whole life ahead of her, man, and gone. And, you know, again, I don't know her personally, never got a chance to know her, and don't know him, but the whole suicide thing, it just doesn't make sense. Now, you know, the people who knew her said that she would never do anything like that, but you can't say what a person will never do, because, you know, we've all seen people take that route that we probably never thought would take that route. So you can't, especially a woman, you can't really say what a woman will and won't do. But when things appear to be going so good for her, then they saying that, you know, they got to an argument, she caught him cheating and all this type of shit. I don't see that being a reason for her to take herself out the game. If that's true. I don't even know if that's true, but, you know, that's a little speculation that's buzzing around on the internet that, you know, she caught him cheating and they got into it and this, that, and the third. I don't see that being something that's going to be so intense for her that it's going to push her to take her own life. I don't see that. That don't make no sense. And Yeah, I just don't see that. But then if you look at the circumstance, they are in Zanzibar. I don't know if he's ever taken her there before. I would imagine that's probably her first time being there. But Zanzibar is like paradise. It's beautiful. Got beautiful beaches and shit like that, resorts and probably a bunch of shit to do. You see they over there with walking with white tigers or a lioness, whatever that was. You know, they having a great time. It's her birthday. He proposes to her on her birthday, so it's like even more, intense as far as like how good things are going. And I don't see on a weekend like that, her taking herself out the game, or a week or days of a trip like that. I don't see it. It just don't make no sense. And I don't know if her getting any like tragic news. I could see maybe if a close loved one passed away or something like that, and it just hit her like a ton of bricks, and she just couldn't handle that. But I don't know of anything like that happening. That ain't been in the news that right before she lost her life that she lost a loved one or something like that, and it was tragic to her. I don't think that was the case. So yeah, man, her taking her own self out the game like that on a vacation like in paradise. I just don't see it. It don't make no sense. And again, if we go back to her Instagram and look at pictures of both of them, they just try to make it seem like they just always happy and just always doing this luxurious ass fun shit around the whole world and all of this, right? They just make shit just look picture perfect. But anybody who has lived life and knows how situations between people go, even the most perfect relationship, you gonna have ups and downs. You gonna have times where I don't like you, you don't like me. So I'm sure they done got into it before. They done had their disagreements. They done had their misunderstandings. That's just life. They was dealing with each other for about a year and a half. That's just life. So within that, I'm pretty sure, how they say warning comes before destruction. I'm pretty sure there was some warning signs that came about to let her know that, this guy ain't really all he's cracked up to be. Or you never know that too. Like it might have been a lot of pressure on him regarding his financial situation because he went from making a whole lot of money real fast to, that train coming to a halt, and now the money ain't coming the way that it was. So, that can drive people crazy. That can push people off the edge. But a lot of times in them type of situations, the person end up deleting themselves after they delete whoever else too. So that might not have been it. But again, warning comes before destruction. So I would imagine that there was some type of warning signs, throughout that relationship, letting her know like, this is kind of crazy, but the money's so good. Like, I can't just throw this away. Like, what am I going to do when I leave this situation? Like, because by that time she done got accustomed. She done got comfortable with this man and the money and the luxury and the trips and the fun and the shopping sprees. And I'm sure all of that shit that comes with it. She done got comfortable. This done became her comfort zone. Now, if he wasn't this wealthy guy, if he didn't have all this shit going on financially, even though a year is not a long time, I don't even see them making it a year together. If he was just like a regular guy with a nice job, you know, 200K a year or something like that, I don't see I don't see them going this far. But he knew right what to do as a seasoned veteran trick, you know, get her nice and comfortable, put her in a comfort zone and make it where if she does want to leave, the thought of leaving is so uncomfortable that it's just better to stick around. Seasoned trick, man. He know what to do. He know what to do, man. And you know these internet sleuths be killing me, man. These internet detectives, these internet Columbos and Sherlock Holmeses and all this shit. You know, I think it was on this post right here. Like they just be like these internet detectives be killing me, man. Again, the power of the comment section just make people think they know everything. Like this shit right here. I don't like his eyes. A lot feels off. Like, bitch, if you don't shut your stupid ass up, I wish I could find some comments from, you know, a month ago from this same chick on this post or any of her posts. Matter of fact, can we even see? Let's see if we can find some. It's probably gonna be a gazillion posts on here. I want to find some posts from before she died. He has devil eyes. Like his look said everything. Like if you motherfuckers don't shut your stupid asses up, this shit be killing me, man. I don't like his eyes. Oh, that's the same comment. He looks crazy as hell. The eyes. Like, man, if you don't shut y'all asses up. Look, this is before she passed away. And this same chick probably was like, you know, changed her tune after she passed away. Does he have a brother? Asking for me. She wasn't saying shit about his eyes, but she probably said the same thing after she passed. His eyes. Oh my God, his eyes, they the devil. Wait, where? I said the same thing. Something was definitely off. Oh no, that's okay. Wait, where's it? Oh, right here. Yeah, fuck around and find out. Asking for me. Excuse me. See, everybody like the devil unalived her. See, everybody got something like, you know, smart to say after the fact, but why does it keep expanding those comments along with these comments? Instagram tripping. He killed her. Everybody just know that he killed her. Wasn't none of you motherfuckers there. So y'all okay with old men who love girls who weren't alive when he graduated college? Just looking for trouble. It's always some old lame ass, you know, nigga that, you know, every girl that he tried to get with dissed his ass. So, you know, he always, you know, got some shit like that to say. But oh, this was 22 weeks ago. Exotic Pop Mac. I pray when you read this, you are blessed and in good health. I pray the Lord will be with you. 21 weeks ago. Y'all babies are going to be sweet sugar babies. Little milk chocolate drops with green eyes. They'll have their father's smile. She talking about them having, beautiful babies and shit like that. You know, what nobody before she passed away, wasn't nobody saying nothing about how evil his eyes was. That you could just look at him and tell he the devil. Like, man, if you motherfuckers don't shut up, every bitch that's saying some shit like that, they would have went for his ass too. You know what I mean? If he would have been trying to get at them and he got all this money. They just acting like they just could look at him and tell, like, you know what? He's a rich single man and he want me, but I don't like his eyes. You know, other than his eyes, he ain't bad looking and he got a lot of money and he want to take me out. But you know what though? His eyes just look like trouble. I'm cool. I can't do it. His eyes. Like, bitch, if you don't shut your stupid ass up. Like I said, man, these internet detectives be killing me, man. They really be killing me, man, for real. Like this picture right here, same picture I used for the thumbnail, right? But just look at that. If you just be all the way real, see, it's after the fact. So everybody, everybody knows everything after the fact. Everybody's just so smart after the fact. But if you just look at this photo right here, let me show the Instagram people too. If you just look at this photo right here, he does not look like an evil man. He does not look like somebody that's just like you could just look at him and tell he's trouble. Like, knock that off. He don't look like that. He just look like a regular white man that's happy as hell that, he got a young, attractive black woman blowing his socks off. You know what I mean? That he's having his way with. He looked like the happiest trick on earth, man. Like he's at Trixney Land, the happiest place on earth for a trick. That's what he looked like, man. He looked like he's at Trixney Land. You know what I mean? He looked like, yeah, that's right. You know what I mean? Who's the happiest trick in the world? That's me, buddy. I'm the happiest trick in the world, buddy. That's what he looked like, man. This man looked like the happiest trick in the world. He does not look evil. He does not look like he's out to hurt a bitch right now. But let's look at the comments. Buddy look crazy in all of the pictures too. Jesus Christ. Man, if you don't shut your stupid ass up, he look crazy for real? Man, that man don't look crazy. He look like a happy ass trick, man. Like he got a young black woman that he could just, have his way with, man. That is a happy ass trick, man. But all these people, this man looked crazy. Only she didn't see it. But all you smart motherfuckers seen it though. She with this man every day, all the time. And she didn't see it. He had the scariest look, to be honest. This is the scariest look? Man, look at that trick, man. That's a happy ass trick, man. He do not look scary. He ain't hurting the fly, man. But like I said, you got all these smart ass, detective ass, Columbo ass motherfuckers in the comment section that just know everything after the fact. That shit be killing me, man. Everybody be so damn smart. I think she found out something about him. Look at the second slide. This guy never liked her. Hold on. Oh, man. So because of this photo right here, he never liked her. He got that look like, you my girl. You ain't going nowhere. But I just don't see the evil shit that everybody trying to make it seem like. He just looks serious on this photo, man. But he don't look like a killer or no shit like that, man. Like, shit crazy, man. Everybody just so damn smart. And like I said, all these stupid ass bitches that's saying all this shit about how evil he looked and, You know, you can see the evil in his eyes. He looked like the devil and all that shit. You same stupid ass bitches saying all that shit. Even right now, even after this situation, it's certain bitches that'll still fuck with him after all of this. Because right now he ain't at least as far as I know, he ain't been charged. I think they holding him like he can't leave the country right now, but I don't think he been charged with anything yet. I don't know if he's gonna be charged. I don't know. Love was definitely not in his eyes when you look at these pictures, all these pictures of him. Bitch, if you don't shut your stupid ass up. Oh man, they killing me with these comments, man. The power of the comment section, man. It make people think smart. They make people think they smarter than what they are, man. Like, shut y'all stupid asses up, man. Anyone know where she met this man? Somebody say escorting. Multiple people saying escorting. She was a sugar baby, it looked like. You motherfuckers don't know. I mean, I know the game. Then you always got these weird lame ass niggas. It's unbelievable how some women are comfortable dating people that was almost a senior citizen before they were born. I mean, I don't know, man. Like 13 and 14, I mean, not 13, 31, excuse me. I'm just being dyslexic right now. 31 and 45, you know, that's two grown ass people. That's not like a far fetched thing. It's a lot of that going. It's a lot of 30 something year olds with 40 something year olds. Look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. They got almost the same gap in age with each other, and they've been together over 20 years. Still going strong. Like, man, knock it off. You shut your lame ass up and go get you a woman. Sleeping with the colonizer. They stupid. And this was before she passed away, too. Said she was sleeping with the colonizer. They cold-blooded. Look at this shit. See, this is the truth. This is an honest comment, right? This is how all these bitches feel. You're living my dream, girl. That's the truth. That's the realest comment I done seen in on all of her shit. You're living my dream, girl. That's what all these bitches want. That's what I told you, man. They all want that pretty woman ending. They all want a trick to come sweep them off their damn feet. That's the realest comment I done seen. You're living my dream, girl. Look at this other chick, my fave couple. These is comments before she passed away, before it, went bad. Look at the eye with the love eyes emoji. Y'all look so good, girl. I'm happy for you. They like, girl, wait. Not we got the same first and middle name. My name is Ashlee Janae. See, look, all these ain't nobody saying how dangerous he look, how evil he look, how he looked like the devil. Ain't nobody saying that before she passed away. You got people making jokes talking about he old, but other than that, ain't nobody saying like he evil. Girl, get away from him. Girl, he gonna do something to you if you don't leave. Look at this chick, future man, locate me here. She want the same thing. Nothing on earth will be her greatest achievement other than saying my man is white. That's the height of these Negro bitches' ambitions. Damn. He must be a lonely black man that, he done got dissed by every black woman that he ever wanted, bless his heart. Can't respect no shorty that pick I guess that mean white man. You got haters in the comment section before she died, but you don't really have nobody talking about he looked evil or dangerous and all this shit before she died. Beautiful couple. So beautiful, I thought it was AI. Look at this shit. I want to be y'all when I grow up. Man, all these chicks want this pretty woman ass dream, man. Que hermosa. Or que hermoso. Like, how beautiful. You know what I mean? You got people in Spanish telling them how beautiful they look. You know what I mean? Man, people was like digging what they had going on before she passed away. But people could see what's going on, man. I just hate that it ended the way that it did, man. Man, this is sad. This look like the last. Oh, this one right. Nah, this one right here was probably the last post. Right. See, look, this is like right before she passed away. She say 31 and I'm exactly where I need to be. And, he got the roses on the ground with the happy birthday, Ashlee, with the little towel made into a swine figure. She petting and feeding giraffes and all this shit, man. Like they in Tanzania, Zanzibar. Like, come on, man. I don't see what could have took place that shortly after this photo and her saying, she exactly where she need to be, and he just proposed to her and it's her birthday and all this shit. I just don't understand what could change so drastically and quickly to make her want to take herself out the game. Just don't add up, man. Don't make sense. It makes 0 sense. Period. But yeah, man, hopefully chicks, if I could just push a button to make one thing happen for the game, it would be to make chicks appreciate game. I know a lot of y'all probably think if I could push a button and make one thing happen for the game, it'll be for these chicks to want to choose a pimp. No, that ain't enough because, bitches be wanting to choose pimping for all the wrong reasons. Bitches be wanting to choose pimping because they attractive. Bitches be wanting to choose pimping because they do the same drugs. Or he sells the drugs. He not really the pimping, but he claimed to be a pimp, but he sells the drugs that she like. Bitches be wanting to choose guys for all the wrong reasons that claim to be pimps or think they pimps or the bitch think he a pimp or whatever, right? But the reason why I say if I could just push a button and make one thing happen for the game, it would be for these chicks to appreciate game, because if they appreciated game, they gon' figure out where to get the best game, the high quality game. So they gonna understand, okay, pimping got the game. Pimping is gonna lace me so that I, that I am my best that I can possibly be in this game. Okay, since I want game so bad, and I know that these types of guys is where I need to get the game from, then that's who I'm gonna choose. I don't want no trick, because the trick ain't gonna give me the game that I need. And the trick is gonna give me the money that I want, but the pimping is gonna give me the game that I need. The game is more important than the money. The game is bigger than the money. Because if I got the game, I can get the money anywhere, anytime. But if I got some money and I don't have the game, the money gonna run out. or I'm gonna put myself in a bad situation for the sake of some money because I don't have the game. So again, if I could just push a button and make anything happen for the game, it would be for these chicks to have an appreciation for game. Because also, if they have an appreciation for game, they're going to be able to quickly identify lame ass niggas that claim to be pimps, and they going to, do the Barry Sanders. They're going to shake them type of dudes. They're going to do the swim move and the spin move on them type of dudes and bypass they motherfucking ass and get to some pimping. So that's what I would do if I had the opportunity to push a button and make everything or make something happen for the game. Yeah, these chicks would appreciate game. And I hate to say it, but this young lady right here, there was no game involved in this. None. Because if there was some game involved in this, things would have went totally different. And she just might still be here. If there was some game involved, she probably would still be here. Let me shout out these supers one time real quick, man. If you ain't wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, hit that like button, man. Do so now, please, and thank you. Nicholas Earhart, good looking with the $2 holla. Much appreciated. Palm, what's happening, man? Good looking with the $5 holla. Sup, Freeze? Are we ever gonna get a video of you campaigning in Colombia? Blade, carpet, don't matter. Just want to see it international though. Well, I ain't really doing no campaigning out here. You know what I mean? It's a lot that would have to go into, somebody like myself campaigning out here, man. And then furthermore, even if I was campaigning out here, I wouldn't broadcast it on here because there's a lot of shit going on with guys that I guess you could say content creators, if you will, YouTubers or whatnot, that post the goings on between, young ladies and guys that come here. A lot of them dudes is getting deported or, they getting, they getting kicked out or something. It's going bad for them, man. I don't know, some of y'all probably ain't really in the travel world like that as far as YouTube goes. You probably don't watch a lot of travel videos or quote unquote passport bros content, but a lot of these types of guys, whether they passport bros or they might not even be passport bros, but they show different content or they create different videos about the nightlife. They might not even be, dealing with no women in particular, but they just showing the nightlife. A lot of them dudes is getting deported, man. And I'm just so glad that I don't do that type of content and that I'm not trying to overlap with that shit in no type of way. And let's just say I was out here campaigning. If I was posting content of me campaigning, it would kind of like overlap with that type of content. And I just don't, I like what I got going on. I ain't trying to get deported on no dumb shit. I ain't out here, ruffling feathers, rocking the boat or none of that type of shit. I'm just enjoying Colombia, going to the gym, eating healthy, and, staying to myself, man. I don't really rub elbows with too many people. I done met some people and got cool with people out here, but, yeah, I wouldn't even broadcast that, man. Because you got haters too, man. And I think that's how some of these YouTube guys who've gotten deported, because just in like the past week, I think like 2 different guys that I know of, it could be more, I don't know. It's like 2 different dudes who done got deported from Colombia that create content on YouTube, and they classify them as passport bros. And I'm not a passport bro. So I don't even want to be, like I said, I don't even want to overlap with them dudes at all. So, yeah. But good looking with it, Palm. Tyler, good looking with the $2 holla. Much appreciated. eBooks, good looking with the $5 holla. RIP to the girl, but old boy needs to understand the clear difference between tricking and simping. Yeah, some people just, like I said though, man, it's different types of tricks, man. You got the like, especially them wealthy ones like that. You got the ones that got a family, a wife, maybe some kids. They got shit to lose, and they got obligations, so they can't dedicate too much time and effort to a young lady that they tricking on because they have a whole life to live with somebody else. So you have those kind, and ideally that's who a chick would want to be involved with if she gonna go that route. But all this, a trick that's single and got a lot of time on his hands, and he's trying to dedicate his life to you and make you dedicate your life to him and all that type of shit. That shit goes bad every time, man. I done seen so many chicks try that shit. It goes bad every time. I've never seen that shit work. It never works. And yet and still, a lot of these chicks be big mouth bass. They just, they never seen a bite they didn't like. And they always bite, you dig? eBooks, once again, good looking with the $5 holla. I trick proudly, but I know it's all BS. That's why I squeeze every squeeze every penny. In hindsight, old man should have just hit the rub and tug. Yeah, man. And then that I can imagine that when you a trick that got a whole lot of money like that, man, it's easy to get beside yourself, especially when you single. Again, like I said, and you're not married, and you're not obligated to some other people, and you just single, and you got all this money, and you could just do what you want, when you want, how you want, all that. I can imagine that it's easy for somebody like that to get beside themselves with they tricking. So. Jonathan Lewis, good looking with the $10 holla. Much appreciated. eBooks, once again, good looking with the $2 holla. Reminds me of V. Stiviano. No guidance but worse. I don't know who V. Stiviano is. Not sure who that is. Low Joe, good looking with the $2 holla. Remember the girl body on train track story? Nah. Girl's body on train tracks. I'm not sure, Lojo. I don't remember that one. Girl's body on train tracks. I don't remember that one. But good looking, once again, to all the superers. Appreciate you all. Lojo, you funny. I was just watching Sinful the other day talking about that. He said, can we get the Dirty Bentley story? Yeah, man. The only thing Sinful might have got wrong about that story is that P wasn't picking me up from the airport. But yeah, man. Just real quick, this cat that I was cool with at the time, man, he come pick me up. What it was is he was giving me a ride to my vehicle. And we was in one location, and I was far from my vehicle. So instead of me having to catch a cab to my vehicle, he gave me a ride to my vehicle. And he had a Bentley. And when I got in the Bentley, I just was like, this don't look like a pimp's vehicle. Like, on the outside, it looked cool, but on the inside, I'm like, damn. And when I was getting in, it's all kind of shit in the seat. It's all kind of shit on the floor in front of the seat. Like, just like Sinful said, like McDonald's bags and soda cans and just all kind of shit. Just, just all, the car was just junky as hell. And when I opened the door and I couldn't sit down because it's shit all in the seat, he like, oh, my bad, P, the bitch left this here, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But see, like I say all the time, the smallest gesture speak volumes about the character of an individual, right? Me personally, I don't let bitches leave trash in my car. Any 304 that, or any young lady, period, who'd never been around me and never been in a car with me and done left something in my shit, they know I'm tripping. Any broad who done been around me will tell you that. They know I'm tripping. I don't leave trash in the car. And I've had 304s that have had cars that I don't even get in. Like, this ain't even my car. This is your car. And I don't even get in this car, but go clean this motherfucker. Ain't no way in the world you representing me. You supposed to be my peoples, and you riding around with a dirty ass car like this. Bitch, if you don't take this shit to the car wash right now and clean this motherfucker, that's me. I don't even let a bitch have a car that I don't get in and let that car be dirty. So for damn sure, a bitch ain't finna I ain't finna let a bitch make my car dirty. Anybody who know me, man, see, I'm the pimp that's known for wiping my car down on the blade all the time. You know what I mean? In different Cadillacs I done had with Vogues and shit like that, I'm notorious for that, for being on the blade. Hoes walking past, seeing me, in a suit, suited and booted, you know what I mean, with a little bucket of water and a scrub brush and some soap and all the shit, you know what I mean, to clean my Vogues and all that. That's me. You know what I mean? I'm always at the car wash, like, man, that's why I always get the car wash with the membership, you know what I mean, where you could just do unlimited shit, because I be at the car wash like 3-4 times a week, sometimes more than that. Like, but yeah, man. P had the car dirty as hell and was trying to blame it on the bitch, and I don't think it was the bitch's fault. I think he probably was or maybe it was the bitch, but he just don't care, and he don't care because he leaves the car like that too. I can't stand a messy ass car, just like I can't stand a messy ass crib or none of that shit, man. And like I said, even if it ain't my car, if this is a bitch of mine, like, bitch, you can't ride like that. I refuse to let you fuck with me and you're riding around like this. Hell no. You know what I mean? And then some bitches, I remember I knocked this bitch one time, man. Her car was so fucked up that I took that motherfucker one time. I think she had went on automatic somewhere, and she flew somewhere, and like, I was there, and her car was with me, you know what I mean? So I just took the motherfucker to go get it detailed, but it was so fucked up. No. First I went to go wash it. I tried to clean it as good as I could myself, but it was so fucked up that I couldn't even get it clean to where I wanted it to be clean. It was just so fucked up. And then I took it to the detail place, and they was like, man, they wanted some ridiculous amount, man. Now, I know a detail ain't cheap, but these people, because this car was so fucked up, man, they must have said something like $600 or some shit like that just to detail this car. And this wasn't even like, it was a decent car, but it wasn't worth no $600 detail. I was like, nah, I wanted to throw the whole car away. That's how fucked up it was on the inside. I wanted to throw the whole car away. But the bitch ended up totaling that motherfucker anyway, so it kind of worked out. She ended up totaling that motherfucker anyway, man. Hey, you know how many pimps that had hoes, man, that total cars, man? Man, I'm trying to think, man. It's only been like, nah, matter of fact, that bitch wrecked the car too. Damn, I'm trying to think, man. Like, god damn, man. I'm trying to think what hoe I've had that did not damage a car in some type of way. That was responsible driver. Man, I done had a lot of hoes fuck up a lot of cars, man. I can't really think of one, man. God damn, that's a shame. I can't even think of a hoe that I done had, man, that didn't fuck a car up. Them bitches don't be caring about shit like that, man. But anyway, you know, as my brother Sinful to P would say,
But getting back to this game that I never left.
that we never left. Getting back to this game, you dig? Yeah, man, once again, may the Most High have mercy on the soul of Miss Ashlee Janae, and may all of her family and loved ones be blessed with a peace that surpasses all human understanding. It's unfortunate, man. Young lady, beautiful, so full of life. 1 minute, then the next minute, man, she just gone. And it's like, it's not even a logical explanation as to why she's gone. You know, even though you never want to see somebody so young pass away, but it's like, at least if you understand how it happened, it's like, damn, it's fucked up, but at least we know what happened. But in this situation, ain't no telling. But one thing we know for sure is that that Pretty Woman fairy tale ending, you know, of the trick sweeping you off your feet, it never goes right. Never. A young lady in the game that meets a man as her client, you met this man as your trick, you met this man as somebody who's paying you for your time. You're not with him because you just like him like that. You're with him because he's paying you for your time. And if he can't pay you for your time, you're not going to give him your time. Nobody like that is meant for you to become a girlfriend of, and he's your boyfriend, and then y'all become fiancé, and then y'all become married, and all. It's not meant for that. That shit never goes right. Never. Believe me when I say never. Now, the only way that could make sense is if it's like a Anna Nicole Smith type situation where the dude is like 100 years old. You know what I mean? He on his deathbed and he's just like, you know what? I want to marry you. You know what I mean? And then right after y'all get married, he end up kicking the bucket. And, you know, before he kicks the bucket and right after y'all get married, he rewrites his will and he leaves everything to you. You know, that's the only way that it really makes sense, you know. And that I wouldn't even call that the Pretty Woman ending. I call that the Anna Nicole Smith ending. If it got like an Anna Nicole Smith type of ending to the situation, then yeah, you know what I mean? And for those of y'all unfamiliar with the Anna Nicole Smith situation, I'm gonna just, you know, I'm gonna read to y'all. Hold on. Her son ended up dying too. I didn't know she had a daughter. I seen something about a daughter. Her son ended up dying too. And he was young. Trying to see the marriage situation. this it? Oh, no, that's not it. Where is the situation? And she didn't even have to die. And Nicole Smith, she overdosed on that bullshit. Court cases and bankruptcy. Oh, okay, I guess this is talking about. In 1994, Smith initiated a $5 million lawsuit against even though Smith was against New York Magazine, against the New York Magazine, claiming that she did not authorize the use of her photo over the cover of its magazine titled White Trash Nation, and that the article damaged her reputation. The lawsuit was settled, even though Smith was not in Marshall's will, she claimed. So when did she meet this Marshall dude? Wait, she married him in 1991? Or they met in 91? Okay, personal life. While working at Jim's Crispy Fried Chicken in Mahia, Smith met Billy Wayne Smith, a cook at the restaurant, and the couple married on April 4th, 1985. When he was 16 and she was 17. She gave birth to their son, Daniel Wayne Smith, on January 22nd, 1986. Smith and her husband separated the following year and divorced in 1993. While Smith was at a Houston strip club in 1991, she met 86-year-old petroleum tycoon J. Howard Marshall. On June 27, 1994, Smith and Marshall were married in Houston, resulting in speculation that Smith married him for his money. Marshall died on August 4th, 1995 in Houston at the age of 90. So they got married on June 27, 1994. So he died about 15 and some, not 15, like 13 and some months later. Excuse my pimping. Yeah, so she married dude. They met in 91. He was 86 years old at the time. She met him at the strip club. They got married in 94. He died in 95. Court cases and bankruptcy. In October 1994, Smith initiated a $5 million lawsuit against him. Her reputation was ruined. Even though Smith was not in Marshall's will, she claimed that in return for marriage, Marshall verbally promised her half of his estate, which primarily consisted of a 16% interest in Koch Inc., then worth $1.6 billion. Oh, so that's 100 something million, or two, like close to it. Anyway, Smith's stepson, E. Pierce Marshall, disputed the claim. Smith temporarily joined forces with J. Howard's other son, J. Howard Marshall III, who was disowned after attempting to take control of Koch. Oh, so she got with the disowned son, like, look, man, I know the family didn't fuck with you, man, but maybe if we come together, we can get this money. Howard also claimed that his father had verbally, he doubled down on the promise. Yeah, I was there. You know what I mean? Pop said he was going to give her half his fortune. You know what I mean? And Nicole Smith had some game. See, I don't know if she ever had some pimping around, you know what I mean? But Nicole Smith had some game. You dig? This is how shit supposed to go. You know what I mean? You supposed to meet an 86-year-old man, marry him when he damn near 90 years old. Then when he turned 90, he up out of here and you get the money. Howard III also claimed that his father had verbally promised him a portion of the estate, like Smith. Howard III also was left out his father's will. Also, he's saying that he promised him some money. But he said a portion. She said half. Damn. In 1996, Smith filed for bankruptcy in California as a result of an $850,000 default judgment against her for the sexual harassment of a nanny who cared for her son. Since any money potentially due to her from Marshall Estate was part of her potential assets, the bankruptcy court involved itself in the matter. In September 2000, the Los Angeles bankruptcy court judge awarded Smith, $449,758,134.00. Boy, down to the penny. They broke that bitch off. So she ended up getting pretty much $450 million. Damn. Judge gave that up to her. The amount that Marshall's interest in Koch appreciated during their marriage. Damn. However, in July 2001, Houston Judge Mike Wood affirmed the jury's findings in the probate case by ruling that Smith was entitled to nothing. The judge ordered Smith to pay over $1 million to cover the legal costs and expenses of E. Pierce Marshall. The conflict between the Texas probate court and California bankruptcy court judgments forced the matter into federal court. And I'm guessing the federal court probably ruled in her favor in the end, because she did end up getting that money from what I understand. In March 2002, a federal judge vacated the California bankruptcy court's ruling and issued a new ruling that reduced the award to $88 million. On December 30th, 2004, a 3-judge panel of the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit reversed that decision on the grounds that the federal courts lacked overruled the probate court's decision. Boy, I'm surprised they didn't do a movie about this shit. This shit is crazy. In September 2005, the United States Supreme Court decided to hear the appeal of the decision. The George W. Bush administration directed Paul Clement, the United States Solicitor General, to intercede on Smith's behalf in the interest of expanding federal court jurisdiction over the state probate disputes. On May 1st, 2006, the Superior Court unanimously decided in favor of Smith. Judge Ruth Bader Ginsburg wrote the opinion. The decision did not give Smith a portion of her husband's estate, but affirmed her right to pursue a share of it in federal court. On June 20th, 2006, E. Pierce Marshall died, at age 67 from an infection. His widow and estate executor, Elaine Marshall, I guess that's how you say her name, Tedimer Marshall, pursued the case on behalf of his estate. After Smith's death in 2007, everybody just died back to back. Smith's death in 2007, the case continued on behalf of Smith's infant daughter, Daniel Lynn Burkhead. In March 2010, an appeals court upheld the verdict barring Smith from the estate. Following the decision, lawyers for Smith estate appealed the decision to enter the Ninth Circuit Court. On May 6, 2010, the appeal was denied. In 2011, in the case of Stern versus Marshall, the Superior Court issued a ruling against Smith's estate, stating that the California bankruptcy court decision that gave her estate $475 million was made without subject matter jurisdiction. The court agreed with the ruling of the Ninth Circuit Court that a bankruptcy court could not make a decision on an issue outside of bankruptcy law. In August 2014, David O. Carter, a federal U.S. district judge in Orange County, California, crooked ass OC, rejected efforts to obtain about $44 million from the J. Howard Marshall estate. Wait, so I guess in the end she didn't get the money. I guess she had it and then they took it. I don't know. But she put up a valiant effort. I'll say that. You dig? You know what I mean? Shout out to Editor Cole Smith, man. Right, like my guy Chris say, at that level it's very strategic. What about Eazy-E and the chick he married? Yeah, man. I don't know. That shit sound kind of crazy, but I guess Eazy, from what I understand about Eazy's situation, they married each other at the last minute, and Eazy wrote a will and put her in it at the last minute, I think. Got me want to look that shit up. Let me see. Did Eazy-E put his wife in his will right before he died? Yes. Eazy-E, Eric Wright, married Tamika Woods Wright on March 14th, 1995, just 12 days before his death. And on the same day, reportedly signed documents creating the Wright Trust, which transferred his assets and Ruthless Records ownership to her. Oh, damn, so he just gave everything to her. Damn. And from what the kids say and from what different artists that was on Ruthless say, like, she cold-blooded. Tamika Wright, cold-blooded. Yeah, they say she ain't do right by nobody, man. And it's fucked up because Eazy had a gang of kids. I think Eazy got like 12 kids or something like that. But, you know, from, you know, what a lot of his family and kids say, you know, he was a good dad. He took care of all his kids. Even though he had a gang of them, he took care of all of them. Which, you know, can't be said about a lot of people, but seemed like Eazy-E was a good dad. But when he passed away, it's just a trip to know that, like, not all of his kids, but a lot of his kids grew up in the hood in poverty after he died. You know, knowing that their father is Eazy-E, you know, who done made all this money and is still generating money even after his death. But they, you know, in the hood struggling. That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded stuff, man. And I don't know what old Tamika had going on. I don't know what she did to Eazy to make him want to do all that, but that's crazy, man. Ain't no way in the world I could do that. He should have put in there somewhere that, you know, she had to do right by his kids, or maybe he should have arranged it to where when his kids reach a certain age, they get this, that, and the third. Something, man, like, yeah, that shit went sad. And what's crazy, like, damn near all of Eazy's kids look just like his ass. Like, almost all of, I mean, I don't know if I done seen all the kids from Eazy that I done seen, and I done seen a lot of them. All of them kids look just like his ass. He got one daughter that's fine as hell. I don't know if I could ever, you know, if you know, I don't know if I could ever mess with Eazy's daughter, man, because she fine as hell, but she looked just like his ass though. And it's like, yeah, I couldn't, man. I'm looking at this fine ass chick, but like every time I see her, I just think about Eazy-E because she looked like the female version of his ass. I couldn't do it, man. But Freeze, man, what if Eazy daughter came to you with like 100,000 choosing fee? Of course, I'm gonna get the solution, you know what I mean? But the problem is she looked just like Easy in the face. You know what I mean? She fine as hell. She head to toe. She banging, but she just looked like Easy E, man. I can't do it. She gonna get broke on for sure. We gonna have to figure something out, man. She gonna get broke on. Maybe she just gonna have to, every time I see her, she gonna have a COVID mask on or something. You know what I mean? Maybe we could do it like that. You know what I mean? Like, bitch, whenever you come break yourself, man, you got to have a COVID mask on. She got to have a COVID mask on, man. I can't do it. But shout out to all the Easy's kids, man. Blessings to them. Pimp C wife also took over his legacy and had conflict with his eldest son. Yeah. It's just sad that when artists have kids or just people have kids and they pass away young and they young. Like Pimp C died young, Eazy-E died young, man. Even though they did a lot of stuff within their careers, like they was young. Eazy-E I think was 31 when he died or something, 30, 31. Pimp C was like, what, 30, 32, 33, something like that when he died. These guys was young, man. It's unfortunate. A lot of us do not know about planning an estate. My guy Chris, you already know. I know you's a young, business-minded young man, so I know you got all the game on that. Majority of these broads be looking like they father, especially after you meet their fathers. Hey, man. Ooh. Hey, that shit just reminded me of the funniest shit in the world, man. Hey, man. God damn, that shit was so funny. So one time back in the day, right? We real young in the game, man. Me and Sinful, right? And oh man, I had a broad that went to jail, right? And I was trying to bail her out, but we needed a co-signer, and I didn't really have nobody to co-sign, right? But Sinful's student had a brother that was willing to co-sign for me to bail my bitch out of jail, right? So I'll never forget, man. We go, and he stayed far away, man. He stayed in the cut somewhere, man. But we drive all the way over there to go pick his ass up. And, man, when I tell you that this bitch looked just like her brother, man. That nigga came out the house, and me and Sinful looked at that nigga, and we was like, God damn. Oh, man, that shit was so funny. But Sinful, it's like he couldn't look at the bitch the same no more after that, man. Every time he look at her, he see her brother, because when I say they look just alike, they look like identical twins, except for one was a boy and one was a girl. But it was crazy how much they looked exactly the same. That shit was, they had like the same facial expressions and everything. That shit was funny as a mother. That nigga walked out the house. And he walked up to the car, and we looking at this nigga, and we looking at the bitch, and we looking at this nigga, and we like, God damn, this shit ain't cool. Oh, man, when you talked about bitches looking just like they father, that shit just popped in my head. Man, that shit was funny as hell. I'm talking about this bitch and her brother, and he was a big goofy ass nigga, but he looked just like the bitch. The bitch looked just like him. They was identical. And he was just like a big goofy looking ass nigga, man. And the bitch looked just imagine you got this bitch. She getting down for you, breaking herself to you every day, jumping in and out of cars, handling your business. And then you meet her brother. And he's just like a big goofy ass male version of her. in the face, they look just alike. It's like, damn, that just ruins everything. You know what I mean? I don't know if Sinful ever told y'all that story, man, but that shit was funny as hell, man. Shit had me dying. We seen that nigga come out the house, man, it was like unbelievable how much alike they looked. It was unbelievable how identical they was. Like I done seen twins. I done seen boy and girl twins that didn't even look that much, and they wasn't twins. But I've seen boy and girl shit. My mom and my uncle, they look alike, but they don't look that much alike like them. You know what I mean? My mom is a twin, and her and my uncle, they don't even look that much alike. And I know other boy and girl twins, there's twins, like born together at the same time, and they don't even, these motherfuckers look just alike. That shit was crazy, man. But he was a cool nigga though. He came and co-signed. I was able to bail the bitch out. Everything was cool, but man, that nigga looked just like that bitch, man. Oh man, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. Sinful was never able to look at that bitch the same after that, man. Her fucking goofy ass brother just ruined everything, man. Funny as hell. Mr. Successful the Great, man. I'm in this Columbia, man. You know where Pimp at, man. Everybody know where I'm at. I'm in this Columbia, man. Freeze, any stories you haven't been on Denny Way? Nah, man. You know, by the time I made my way to Seattle, Denny Way wasn't even popping no more. I didn't, back when Denny Way was popping, I was like everywhere else. I hadn't made my way up to the Northwest just yet. But as my brother Simple the P would say,
But getting back to this game that I never left.
that we never left, man. Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. Put some more love in my body before we get up out of here. For my YouTube family, if you ain't wiped your feet off at the door before you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now. It'll be beautiful. We had 181 likes, man. It'd be beautiful if we get to 200 before we get up out of here, man. Go ahead and put a pimp at them 200, man. I know it's at least 20 of y'all up in here that ain't wiped your feet off at the door. Come on, man. Let's get it right. Yeah, Chris P. Davis, man. I'm still around here, man. Still in this beautiful ass Columbia, man. Still around here, you dig? Enjoying life, man. Living good, man. Hold up. Bristol Beats. Good looking with the $10 holla. You found the perfect shirt for your new lean look. You look great. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I actually just got this in the mail today, man. So I found out, you know, Amazon don't deliver down here in Columbia, but Temu does deliver down here. So I got this shirt off Temu, man. It just came. It took about 2 weeks to get here. My first time ever ordering off of Temu. All the time in the States, I never ordered from Temu because I guess because I was such an Amazon. But Amazon pissed me off, man. I ended up closing my Amazon account because Amazon grimy, man. Before we get up out of here, just tell y'all a little story about how grimy Amazon is, right? So I had Amazon. I think I might have told y'all this before, but I had Amazon Prime for years, right? And I think I was paying like $16 or $17 a month for my Amazon Prime membership, but then I wasn't really using it after a while. You know, I wasn't really using my Prime membership for nothing, so I canceled it. And I got an email confirmation saying that my Prime membership was canceled. And then the motherfuckers reactivated my shit without me doing it myself. Amazon just took it upon themselves to reactivate my Prime membership and started charging me again. So they charged me again. Then I went to cancel my shit and explained to them I had to, you know, get at the support or whoever, tell them like, hey man, you guys done charged me after I canceled my shit. Y'all done restarted my shit. And then they send me an apology email saying, you know, sorry, whoop-de-whoop, we'll refund you. They refunded me and canceled my shit again. Then they did it again. That shit happened like 3 times where I canceled my Prime membership. They reactivated, charged me, give me a refund, close it, and then reactivate. That shit happened like 3 times back to back. So the only way I could stop them from doing that was shutting down my whole entire Amazon account. That's the only way I could get the motherfuckers to stop charging me, because they just kept doing it. After the third time, I was like, man, fuck Amazon, period. And I closed my account. But what was fucked up about that is by me closing my Amazon account, and I didn't think about it until after the fact, I closed my Kindle account too, because I had Amazon Kindle and I had books on Amazon Kindle. So I just lost them books. But fuck it. A lot of them books that I had on there, I got the physical copy anyway. But some of the books on there, I don't have the physical copy. But it is what it is, man. But I say all that to say Amazon grimy. But that's why I never ordered from Temu, because I always was on Amazon. Then, you know, people be talking shit about Temu, but Temu got some cool shit on there, I guess. These little tank tops is cool. You dig? But yeah, it took about 2 weeks to get here though. Like, it been almost exactly 2 weeks, because I ordered before yesterday, like 2 Sundays before yesterday, because yesterday was Sunday. I ordered 2 Sundays before, and you can't really count the weekend, so you might as well say I ordered like exactly 2 weeks ago today, and I got my shit today. You dig? Exposing the Truth said, I'll be like, no, sir, no. You're not getting in my car. I had to let him in the car though, man, because he was going to co-sign so I could get the bitch out, man. Everything worked out, man, but man, I'm telling you, that dude looked just like the bitch, man. That shit was crazy. Lojo says, you heard about the 2 girls in who fought after the club, and the girl ran the other girl over, and 2 other people, one dude lost his leg. Damn, nah, I ain't hear about that. That's crazy. That's some chaotic shit. Damn. But yeah, man, we gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up. Come on, man. I appreciate y'all for putting the likes at 199, but one more person, man, wipe your feet off at the door before we get up out of here. But we gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. As always, I appreciate y'all, YouTube, Instagram, everybody, for tuning in and tapping in with a pimp. I appreciate you sharing this live. I appreciate you all the comments, questions, input, jokes, feedback, all that good stuff. I appreciate you for subscribing on my YouTube channel. I appreciate you for hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate all the super chats, the cash apps, the PayPals. I appreciate your support in every which way that comes with it, man. I appreciate y'all, you know, putting it over 200 people that wipe their feet off at the door when they stepped into a pimp's domain. You dig? And yeah, once again, man, I appreciate your support in every which way that comes with it, man. Y'all already know who it is and what it is, freezes it. If you're out in traffic moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. And of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out.